Hi, this is James from IWEED.org. We're here with Jorge Cervantes. Today we're going to be discussing a few topics, one of which is how new patients who are involved in the community, how can they grow their own medicine effectively, and what beginning tips would you recommend, Jorge, for a beginner in horticulture?
Well, first I'd find the medicine that works for them, and then after that I'd buy a clone or several clones of the medicine that works for them, and I'd learn as much about that clone as I could. And then I would plant outdoors if possible, or under plastic or greenhouse probably, and greenhouse is heated, cold frame isn't. And then the last option would be to grow indoors, because it's just more expensive, and usually patients don't have that much money. That'd be to start, and then maybe have a small light indoors to augment the outdoor light. But you can do a heck of a lot outdoors, and it's really inexpensive. And since it's not illegal, you can do it publicly. So that's a good deal.
Okay,
Yeah.
now with the trend in most pharmacies today is appearance, and with appearance usually correlates with synthetic nutrients and inorganic medicine. So what I would like to ask you is what do you recommend? Is organic medicine the most effective and the best for the patient, or does it really not matter?
Well, I don't know if it's one's more effective, organic medicine or chemically grown medicine. I can't say if one's more effective than the other. But what I can say is the organic grown medicine will taste better, and everything being biological, you'll not have anything weird happen to the plant. They're less prone to have insect problems, especially if it's totally biological, because you've got bacteria and microbes in there that are taking the soil and making the nutrients available. And this is a really good thing. When it's a chemical, there's no biology in there. There's no protection for the roots. And to me, I just don't like it as well. A lot of people do. It's not up to me to say that it's bad. I can tell you what I like and what I do and why. Yeah.
Thank you for that. That was very insightful. Now, is there any basic suggestions you would have for an indoor grower in regard to getting the best yield?
As far as getting the best yields, of course, have really good ventilation, and keep your temperature range between 60, 65 to 75 right there. If it goes beyond 85, plants quit growing. And also have plenty of air. Keep your humidity down. Don't let the humidity go through the roof. Above 60%, for example, that's just too much, when you're flowering. And it can go up that high, but when it gets above 80, 85%, 90%, 80%, 70%, it slows the plant down. And then the other thing is, if you have a filter, a charcoal filter, it also plugs the filter. So that cuts down your ventilation, it cuts down everything. So those two factors are really important, but usually you can't see them, so you don't think about them as much.
In regard to curing, many people have so many different methods of curing, and a lot of the times in the industry you see a lot of people even use multiple dehumidifiers when curing. What do you feel is the most effective way of medicine to cure?
Okay, well, first you've got to dry it, and what drying means is you get the moisture out. If the plant has 100% moisture, you want to get about 75% of that moisture out, and that'll give you about 25% more or less that's left. Depends on, some strains are more than others. They react a little differently, but you're within a point or two right there. So what you want to do is not get it any drier than that, because if you do, it crumbles and it burns too hot, or it degrades too fast. And then if it's not up to that level, it just doesn't burn, and it doesn't. All the cannabinoids aren't totally active. So first there's that stage, and then you want to take anywhere from 3 to 10 days to do that. Some people do it a little fast. I don't like that. I like 10 days, 6 days like that, and it gives the temperature time, or the moisture time, to come evenly dry in between everything, and that's really important. And then for curing, you You want to put it into a container and close that container up, and then open it periodically, several times the first day, for example, and that will equalize the moisture in that bud, and that's real important. It smokes just a lot smoother then, and it's properly cared for, and then it doesn't degrade real fast or anything. It's really good to do it like that. Yeah.
Awesome. And when growing indoor, what would you recommend as the best type of medium? Would you recommend soil, or what have you found that works best in your experience?
Well, I don't know. I know a lot about soil, dirt, or whatever. But what I do is I just go down to the nursery and buy what's ever there. I try to buy a premium soil, and then I mix up 2 or 3 until it drains properly. And I usually add some perlite to it, but mainly drainage is the most important thing. Because indoors, when you're growing organically, what happens is there's not enough time for life to build in that soil. So it's all a real fast thing. You're just applying fertilizer. The main thing is to have that drainage. Even though there's microbes and stuff in there, it's not as active as it would be if it were outdoors.
Last question with Jorge Cervantes. Jorge, what is your favorite strain?
Oh, I've always loved haze. It's been, a favorite for years. There's all kinds of deviations, and they're great too. I like them all. But that's my favorite, that one. Neville gave me this. He gave me a branch about this. No, actually, it's about like that. Gave me this branch, and, they're pretty wispy and stuff. I don't know. I rolled up, a bunch of joints, and they were big fat ones. That's when I was, rolling big ones. And anyway, I smoked those, and that was, it lasted me for, I think 3 days. Wow. It was great. It's just wonderful. And I've never gone back, So, yeah, that's it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Any final question? What is the future for Jorge Cervantes? Is there anything that you see coming up that your fans should tune into?
Yeah, sure. I'm doing, I write for 20 magazines in 10 languages, but we're doing we're doing a Russian book now, the Bible in Russian. It's already in Italian, French, German, and Spanish. Yeah, that was one of the first to go in. And I'm looking at it in other languages, but I can't talk about that now because it's not done. And then the other thing is I just started doing a bunch of videos. I'm doing like a dozen videos right now. Yeah. And they're all about growing. That seems about all I know.
Well, you heard it from the guru himself, Jorge Cervantes, and James from IWEED.org. Thank you very much.